Well folks, today is a long awaited day for Molly and I. We have wanted a backyard fence for a long time because, as you can see, our property's not really cleaned up, and our dogs, although they're good off leash, they like to just run and get in any mud hole or puddle or anything that they're not supposed to. And with a baby on the way, it's going to be extremely nice to have a fenced in small area that we know that we can let them out and they can go do their thing, and we don't have to be, monitoring them.
This is all for you, sis. You ready for a fence? You ready for a fence? You want a fence?
Now the first step in building a fence is laying it out. Thankfully we don't have to worry about property lines or anything with what we're doing, but we do have some semi-complicated geometry and we want this thing to be parallel to the house. So what I've got here is I got a string line attached to our existing fence that's over there. I've got it pulled out and I'm just eyeing down this string line and getting it in line with that fence over there. And you would be really shocked at how accurate your eyes are at doing something like this. And even though that there is there's definitely ways I can measure this and get it perfect, I bet it would be within a half of an inch just by using my eyes, which for a fence, plenty good enough. Little string pro tip for you: if you just wrap it a handful of times like this with a loop, put it over either a nail or, in this case, one of these grade stakes, and then literally all you have to do is pull it tight and pull it back on itself. And then usually, that's usually enough, but I usually take a half a bite over that, and there you go. It's nice and tight, and when you want to release it, you just do that. Super simple. So we have this main line established here, which is the important one because it's going to be in line with the house, and visually you'll actually be able to see down this, so you want it to look good, and it looks pretty straight to me. Which, again, if your eyes says it's straight, then it's straight, because it could be straight, but if your eyes say it's not, then it ain't straight, because every time you look at it you'll be like, oh, that ain't straight. Well, straight to me. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to run another line this way. And I know you're like, Dylan, you've got so much property, why are you making such a small little fenced area? It's still gonna be gigantic, actually. It's over 50 posts and it's about 300 feet of fence, so it's still really large, but we're kind of cutting off into what we normally call our yard through here, and then it's gonna turn back and go into the house over there. But now I'm gonna try and get this string line set up to go that way. And this one's going to be a little bit trickier because we want our layout to work on our post as best as possible. So I'm going to run a tape measure first to kind of see where our post will land on an 8-foot center. Pick a spot, run another string line. You know? So right here at the beginning we're going to do a 48-inch gate. So if I put this pin at 48 inches right there, now that's going to be the edge of our first post really on this whole thing. Now I'll pull this line off of that. Alright, we're going to go 8-foot centers on these posts. The thing to think about is like on this one, for instance, our boards are going to go all the way to the edge of the post, and on this one they need to hit in the center of the post. So we need to add or subtract 1 3/4 inches to make sure that those boards land into the correct spacing. Does that make sense, Molly?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of measuring today because there's a lot of gates.
Yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do, because you mess this up, then it's kind of a long day. Sure. Okay. And now you can see that our last post is going to be right here where this stake is, which is going to make us miss that tree there. And we're going to have a lot closer about a 4 foot here because we're going to brace this corner off. So that's going to work out perfectly. Perfectly, Molly. So how in the world do we get this corner over here, Molly? It's the old Pythagorean theorem. Might remember that one from school.
You might.
Might, but we need to make a 90-degree turn here. So I put a tape measure on the first pin we set. First pin to the second pin is 36 feet. And then to where I want this to end is 108 feet. So if you do the math, that's 113 feet, 10 inches and some odd something. So all I need to do is get 108 to match up with 110. So we'll put those over each other and then move this way till they match up. I'll have to see if that interferes with our layout. Let's get this really close to being square here. Hammer that steak, please, Molly. I think we're about to get poured on.
I do too.
This should be 67, 4 and 5/16. Easiest way to do this is get you one of these free construction calculators. All you gotta do is put in your 2 known dimensions, right? So I know what that stake is to this wall, and I know what that stake is to that stake. I don't know what that stake to this is, and it tells me 67, 4 and 5/16. So if I match those up here, then we should be squaring this up so we know where it runs into the wall.
Nice.
Lots of mathing today, huh?
Yeah.
Well, folks, in this day and age, you can't take security too lightly. And Molly and I have been upping our security all around this place. And one of the things that we wanted to try out was a PoE security camera system. PoE stands for Power over Ethernet. They tend to be a bit more reliable because they don't rely on Wi-Fi or things like that. And we've been partnering with Reolink over the last, I guess 2 or 3 videos, and we've really enjoyed their products, so we wanted to try out one of their cameras. This is the Duo 3 PoE, again, Power over Ethernet. So we're gonna get this thing installed. With the included mount, you can mount this thing either on the wall or on the ceiling. Kind of like it right there. I think that's gonna be perfect. You even have this really nice system here for waterproofing all these cables. And as you'll notice, you do need an Ethernet cable, and you need to be able to get an Ethernet cable to this camera, or you'll have to use a 12-volt power system and a micro SD card, I believe. This little guy is what makes these PoE cameras just incredible. This is called an NVR, and this allows you to record from those cameras to this, as well as supply power to those cameras. This has 2 terabytes of storage, and so you can do continuous recording all day if that's something that you want to do, which is something that Molly and I have wanted to be able to do. It's just have a camera running all the time. We can support up to 8 cameras on this smaller NVR, but Reolink sells one that I think goes up to 16 cameras. And just like that, the NVR is added. It also automatically populates the camera. And check out that view. It's a pretty wide view there, and it's also extremely sharp. Let's zoom in. Oh yeah. Now this camera is 16 megapixels. It has actually 2 cameras in it, so you get that full 180-degree field of view, which makes it basically 2 cameras in one, as well as motion track, real-time alerts on your phone, as well as nighttime vision, so like basically seeing the night in color even. And it also has 2-way audio, so you can speak to people if you see them on the camera. And it has all the other great features, but the main one that Molly and I have been looking for is the continuous recording. That's the big bang for your buck if you go with a system like this, is that continuous, super reliable recording that doesn't rely on the internet to work. This camera also happens to be on Reolink's Prime Day sale on Amazon this year, so you can check the links in the description below. You can get up to 34% off on this camera. Check out some of their other stuff while you're there. I'll also leave a link to the NVR in the description as well. Thank you, Reolink, for sponsoring this week's video, and let's get back into the build. All right, well, my pops graciously offered to help us put this fence up on probably the hottest day of the year. So I'm gonna run the post hole digger on the tractor, which was kindly lent to us as well. So he's gonna try and help me keep the post hole digger plumb so that it's not going, you know, out of whack. And we got all of our post holes marked, so we're just gonna run down each line and see how quick we can do this.
And my butt's gonna stay under this tree as much as possible.
So we've got all of our holes dug. We've got 2 corner posts in, and the way that we did that was basically just packed a single bag of 80-pound concrete. So do like half a bag in the hole, then tamp it down really good, add the other half of the bag in the hole and tamp it down, fill it up with dirt, tamp it all around, no water. And that might be a little bit wild or shocking to see, I guess, but you can do that with these fence posts, especially in an area where we live, where the ground has so much moisture in it. This concrete's going to harden anyway, and so this allows us to keep building the same day. And we are bracing these corner posts back off because we're going to pull double string lines top and bottom so that we can do all the rest of our holes. But Dad and I got all the posts laid out in all the holes and all the concrete laid out using the tractor. This is the first fence we've built together since we've owned a tractor. And let me tell you, it's infinitely better than all the ones we built as I was growing up. So we're about to get both these braced off and pull our string lines and start setting this whole back row of posts. Who did this abomination? Molly.
I didn't do that.
You didn't?
No, not that bad.
It just ended up that bad somehow.
Well, yeah.
Why has it got so many twists in it? Oh, it ain't raining. It's gonna be raining on my dadgum concrete. It is sun shining and raining. What is this?
Alabama.
Oh, so the next day is just as hot and humid. It's been raining all night, so.
And the bugs are worse.
Yeah, the bugs are worse. I tell you what, we picked a great time to build a fence. Oh, Pops and I are back at it. Got some ibuprofen in the system because that tampon bar we bought, Molly, that thing weighs as much as you.
I bet it's what, like 40 pounds?
Probably, and you're just picking up and dropping.
Fun.
14,000 times, you know?
Gotta do it.
Just a bunch of complaining here. Got nothing to it but to do it. We're almost done.
I'm about to say, you don't
really.
have too many left.
Probably like 3/4 of the way, maybe, something like that. We got system down too, so it's going a lot better. Pops is on his way over here. And I'm about to run a string line across all of these posts so that we can get our basically straight line across there and cut all these posts off. But look at this, Molly. I just noticed this post.
Oh no.
She's all sorts of cracked. I mean, we're cutting it off a lot lower, but this post she's in rough shape. I mean, she's probably fine, but
At least it's not where a gate is.
yeah, it would be a problem for sure if it was where a gate's at. How are we looking? Well, this one over here is a little wonky. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't ideal for us to have to leave these standing like this in the sun for several days, but it was just pouring down rain, and my dad's work schedule didn't work out for this, and definitely uses help for this. So these posts have sat here and they've gotten a little wonky. This one's wonky, that's for sure. That one's wonky.
Dang.
Doesn't matter though, it really doesn't. Also found out that from that post to that post, 16-inch difference in grade on the yard, even though it looks flat. So this fence won't be level, it will be parallel with the ground. It will follow the ground. I was hoping I could do it level and make it nice and level, but that's not practical with a 16-inch drop with the type of fence we're doing.
Probably won't even notice.
No, you won't. It'll look right.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing, is that it's gonna look right.
Right.
Get the string line pulled and cut. Look at this dang post. We're gonna get it on this last one the same as our measurement over there. We're gonna pull a string line, but then we're gonna go down there and check, because I think this post is particularly high compared to the other ones, and so if we do it off of this one, then there'll be a gap underneath that mesh as we go down through there, unless we dig it down over here. So we're gonna have to play a little bit of a balancing game, is my point. We gotta have a way to be able to pull this wire, so we're sandwiching a couple boards around it with a bunch of screws in it, and that'll give us a good place to tie onto and really pull this wire nice and tight. That's the real delicate part. We got to get this thing nice and taut, tight, but we got little screws and washers holding on the wire just to help keep it up against the fence post. But as they get to the end of an opening, they can hang up and we could be pulling the wire. So my dad's keeping an eye out on that down there, and I'm just slowly using the come along to get it as tight as we can. Letting the tension off of her pops. Is it gonna hold?
Hope so.
How do I turn the camera down? You're not Maverick. Take off those glasses.
No, I can't. I'm Maverick. I can't take off my glasses.
I'll take them off
That's a
for
code.
you. Hello.
Hi there.
What's
Take
your
me to
name?
Nebraska.
Maybe this fake Maverick can.
What's pretty cool about this lumber is I milled this quite a while ago. It's full 1.25 inch thick by full 6-inch boards. I think we're gonna run out. We're gonna have to mill some more before this project's over, but this is the first like big project I think that we're getting to use a lot of lumber that we milled. I didn't want to use it on the post because, well, things in our climate rot away instantly, even treated stuff. So we're gonna use all these on all of our boards that run around the outside, and hopefully we have enough, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to mill some more.
Quitting time? You've had enough?
I'm gonna tell you what, Molly, why we pick this time of year for these projects,
Why are we out here?
I don't know. We're about to start a workshop too, and it's, man, it's unbelievable. It's been in the 90s every day. We've been working on all these outdoor projects, and it's also been like about 90 to 100% humidity during that. Whew, I'm not normally one to complain about stuff like that, but it's been rough. And it's been pretty bad, not gonna lie.
But it does look good.
Yep, we're getting somewhere. Also, we're trying to decide between 3 board or 2 board, and we've landed on 2 board for now, so.
I
I
think
also wish that we could have reversed this fence so that the nice side was facing in instead of the nice side facing out. But it makes pulling the wire really tight, like super difficult. So we may end up just putting boards on both sides so it looks nice on both sides, but
that's for another day. Which probably means it'll never get done.
yeah. This is a project of functionality, but it does look good. I really do think that
Yeah.
it's gonna look quite nice when it's all said and done.
Last run
Last run, hopefully. Well,
of wire.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Then we gotta run fence boards, we still gotta build gates. There's a lot to do. This project's taken about 3 times as long as I expected, honestly. But it is looking good, so can't complain too much. Oh, went right up my nose. Well guys, Molly has been out at the store shopping for some groceries. She kind of thought that I was done for the day, but little she know that came right back out here and I've been getting to work basically finishing this section of fence over here. I'm gonna surprise her when she gets home. Right now, I'm gonna put some of these decorative caps on there and we'll see her reaction to what the overall fence is going to look like, you know, with a small little sample over here. So let's throw these caps on. She's actually about to be here, so we got very little time. And anywhere there is a corner or a gate, they're getting these fancy little solar powered lights. It'll be quite nice. I got a surprise.
Uh-oh.
Close your eyes.
What's in the fridge? Make me nervous with surprises. Here?
Okay, I finished this whole section of fence.
You did?
Check it out.
Oh, even the caps. That looks good.
You like it?
Yeah. Well, you're in my way. Yeah, that looks good. I didn't know you bought like ones for every post.
Yeah.
I thought we just had little lights for the gates.
No, we got little ones for the posts too.
That's gonna look really good. Dang, brother. People say we should stop saying that.
What you talking about, sister?
I like it.
Good. Because, I might need to go to the ER.
You're making me nervous. Take a break.
Literally 1,000 degrees.
I know.
There you go. Temperature, 90 degrees. Feels like 106. Feels like 101 in the shade.
So you can't get out of it.
Basically no wind. UV index 12. Extreme. Humidity 71%. And then in quotations, dangerously humid. Wow. And not a cloud. Well, there's clouds over there. There ain't no clouds over me though. Cloud ceiling, none.
Wow. Wouldn't you know? Who would have thought? I think
Oh, that humidity, that's the indoor humidity.
What?
69% is the indoor humidity.
What's the out?
Dangerously humid. I don't know what the outside is. I don't even know why they say indoor versus outdoor humidity.
Yeah.
It's probably 100%.
Probably. It's really bad today.
Mabel, you want to go play outside in your fence? You want to go run and play, baby? Oh my goodness!
Coming in hot. Go run.
Well, as you can see, the girls absolutely love their new fence. I think it turned out really amazing, but obviously we're missing some gates. That'll have to wait for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.